So I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, procrastinating and not working on a video like I knew I should have been doing, and then I saw this post. Acolyte had the best duels I've ever seen in 30 years, and y'all crashed out because a group of ladies sang a song, in a saga filled with Jedi rocks. Laughing while crying emoji. Y'all deserve what you get, bad lightsaber choreography for all time. Oh, but the Acolyte gave y'all this, and you guys didn't rest until it was cancelled. Hashtag renew the Acolyte. Renew the Acolyte! Whoa, that's so cool, he headbutts a lightsaber! After reading these, I had two options. One, move on and touch grass, the light side of the Force. Or two, turn this into content, the dark side. And I'm sure you can piece together what I chose. I think that this kind of argument is dumb as hell. Now for starters, I am a big Star Wars fan. I love the first 6 movies, the Clone Wars show, and the Darth Bane book trilogy is something that I've read ever since high school, etc, etc. My powers of media literacy have doubled since I last made my Savaggio Press video. So why do I dislike these posts? Well, it's literally the hype moments and aura argument. Hype moments and aura can only carry a story so far. Let's look at Anakin versus Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith, for example. If you showed this fight to someone who has never seen Star Wars, I'm sure they would agree that it looks good. The choreography, the setting, the music, it's all great. But it's everything that comes before and after that makes it go from great to absolute peak cinema. The reason why this kind of argument annoys me is because the characters matter more than the action. I might get some hate for this, but let's look at the Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader fight in A New Hope. Let's be honest, this duel kinda sucks. It's short, they barely touch the sabers, and they barely move. They do one spin around each other, and that's it. When you compare this fight to everything else in the series, it sticks out like a sore thumb. But to be fair, these critiques are mostly due to the outside forces surrounding the production of the movie. The materials the lightsabers were made of were pretty brittle, so they couldn't smack them against each other. George Lucas had a different idea of how lightsaber fights should be, which evolved as the franchise went on. This fight has a lot going against it, and yet people really like it, including me. Why? Because of everything that comes before and after it. Even when we remove the context of Darth Vader being Anakin and all of that, the fight still holds up. We've seen how menacing Vader is, we have seen how Obi-Wan tries to mentor Luke. The audience is willing to accept a lackluster fight if we get compelling characters and a great story. Now I'm gonna do something else that might piss off another group of people, but I'm going to defend something from the sequel trilogy. Let's look at Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Finn vs. Kylo. With no context, this fight just looks like a guy who is trying to teach his friend how to play his favorite fighting game while forgetting that his friend has never played it before. But let's look at the context. Rey is knocked out and Finn is forced to fight Kylo alone. He has no force powers, no training with the lightsaber, and yet he still picks it up. He knows damn well that he will probably die. But that doesn't matter. Finn would rather die standing on his feet, fighting for those he cares about, fighting for something bigger than himself, than die on his knees. There's also some production aspects that we should talk about as well. The saber props that they used in the sequel trilogy were apparently pretty bulky and pretty hard to swing around really fast. They're not like the small and relatively light sabers from the prequels. Although the choreography might not be as fast and flashy, I don't mind it because I enjoyed the story that came before it. You could argue that what I'm saying is being disingenuous. The Twitter post only shows a GIF or a 10-second clip. It is not fair to use long clips to prove my point. So allow me to show the shortest lightsaber duel Star Wars has. If you have no context for these characters, this fight might seem underwhelming. Once again, it's the context and story leading up to this fight that makes it memorable. But maybe I'm still looking at this the wrong way. Most of the examples I use are from the movies. The Acolyte is an episodic live-action show. Well, up until they added in an attempted scene in Season 2, I've only heard mostly positive things about Andor. Anytime it's brought up, people say that the writing, the characters, and stories are pretty good. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but Andor doesn't seem like a TV show that has a lot of lightsaber duels. So why is it that Andor has an 8.5 on IMDb while the Acolyte only has a 4.2? Maybe that's why the Acolyte was cancelled. People didn't like the story, writing, and characters. You can show me as many clips as you want. Oh wow, it's so cool seeing a guy headbutt a lightsaber. But if I have no context as to why they're fighting, the audience and myself won't care.
And now it's time for our straight gracking it segment. I'm rocking it, huh?
Can you explain why Star Wars The Acolyte was cancelled? Give your response the same way Jar Jar Binks talks. Okay day, Visa go explain why Star Wars The Acolyte got cancelled. Yisa! This bombad story, it's got much of sadness for fans, but Misa break it down Jar Jar style. So, The Acolyte eats a big show on Disney Plus set in the High Republic, way before them Skywalker peoples, you know? It's got twins, Osha and May, and Jedi doing investigating with all the kind of dark side mischief. But oh no! After one season, Disney saying no more voodoo. Why you asking me to tell you three big reasons, Okie day? Firsty, the show cost mucho credits, like 230 million. That's a lot of moolah. Disney big bosses. When you like Alan Bergman say, we so happy with the show, but the cost structure, it's a too bomb for what we so getting back. You see, making all them fancy lightsaber fights and spacey sets, it's a pricey, and if not enough people's watching, it's no good for the bank, you know? Second day, the viewership, it's a dropping like a Gungan in quicksand. Show starts strong with 4.8 million views on day 1, biggest on Disney Plus that year. But then poof, after episode 2, people stopped watching. By the finale, only 335 million minutes watched, lowest for any Star Wars show ending. Misa thinking maybe the story, it's a bit slow or confusing for some, or maybe folks wanting more Baby Yoda, not new stuff. Thirdly, oh boy, the fan reaction. It's a messy. Some fans love it, saying it's a fresh with cool fights and new ideas, like questioning the Jedi. But others, whoo boy, they no likey. They call it woke, cause it's got diverse casts, queer characters, and witches. And they review bomb it, 18% score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a lower than the holiday special. Oh boy. Some say it's not, quote, real Star Wars, and they get loud, like a Nexu in a China shop. Amanda Stenberg, the star, says she facing hyper-conservative bigotry since the show announced. Disney no say this why they cancel, but the toxic fan noise, it's a no helping Misa thinking. Now some folks blaming the writing too, saying it's a hooky dialogue, plot holes, or short episodes that feel rushed. Others say the show needed time to grow like Andor, which got a second season, cause it's a planned that way. But The Acolyte, it's a risky bet. New era, new characters, no Skywalkers. And Disney, they want big hits, not risks when credits so high. So in the end, it's a mix-up of too much cost, not enough watchers, and a fan base that's a split like a cracked holocron. Misa's sad, cause it's got potential with Gamir and Darth Plagueis teasers. Maybe someday in books or comics, we shall see more, but for now, the Acolyte sleeping with the fishes, okie day. If you still want more detail about the questions, just holler, and Misa back, bibbity boppity. What the fuck just Jar Jar say bibbity boppity?
Okay, yeah, so this was just an excuse for me to pump out a relatively fast, low effort video. I don't have much else to say. You know, if you've enjoyed my retarded ramblings, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to work on some bigger projects, and this is just a, video to keep you guys going, to keep you well fed. So, I hope you stick around for the higher quality stuff I'm working on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.